son. Where'd you find this?
Buckle up, buttercups. It's time to get down to business. Oh, yeah. It's the Totally Legitimate Business Podcast. Totally legit.
Where's Josh? Who is Eric? And what has Layne been up to? Well, today, folks, we're going to answer all these questions and all the other questions tickling the Danzaverse. On this very special edition of the TLB Pod, we've got not one, not two, but all three guitarists of the Tony Danza Tapdance Extravaganza here to finally put the rumor mill to rest and let the internet breathe a collective sigh of relief. This will be a comprehensive exploration of the series of unfortunate events that led us to a Danza reunion. So please welcome to the show, Eric Burngruber, Layne Meylain, and Joshua Travis.
Dude, that was good. It's good.
Welcome guys. Welcome to how is everyone doing? We've got so much to cover here. I just want everyone to give a quick intro of themselves so we can get a view of your beautiful faces.
I'll start. I'm Josh Travis. And down below
I'm Lord Elron. I'm Lord Elron. I'm here to play the guitar and show you three.
Yep, I'm Eric, Josh Travis, so yeah.
Wow, love that.
We're all Josh Travis.
It's the triple
Everybody.
effect. We were briefly talking before.
We've been here the whole time.
The entire day. They've been waiting for me the entire day, but I had to do my braids. So that takes a while, and here we are. Here we are. Yeah, beat you to it. So I'm going to kick this off here. I want to answer the first big set of questions in the room. Who is Eric Burngruber? We've got a certified shredder of strings and plates, Tennessee metal guitar sleeper agent.
Can you hold on a second?
Okay. Oh, yeah. What?
Who the f are you? Who are you?
I can't tell who you're talking to, if it's me
Not
or
you,
one of the other.
Back off. Who the f are you? Who are you? Where did you come from?
Who are you?
Where did you come from?
Well, I don't really know where to start. I guess I'm down in Fayetteville, Tennessee. Been playing guitar since I was 12. Then kind of went through the ranks, self-taught, met a lot of people. Actually was in a band with you, James,
Castles
for
of Tomb,
a little
yeah.
bit. Yep. And that's where I met Jesse. And then kind of slid right into Danza. So yeah,
Slid right in, huh?
Whoa.
Slid right in.
Yeesh.
Slid right in. Look, you want me to tell you how I slid right into Danza? You want to know about that?
hell
Too bad. I ain't fucking telling you. I ain't telling you.
Well, I'm sure we'll get it. We'll get it out of you at some
No,
point.
you're not. I'm not telling you.
Eric, what? So, okay, yes, great starting point. We met, who was Paul Janis the person that brought you into the Castle fold?
Oh my gosh.
Or was it Clint?
Do you remember a band called Dissect the Corner?
Of course, yeah. Forbert Brothers.
So they messaged Paul saying that y'all were looking for somebody. And then I knew the drummer of that band.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Wow, that is hilarious. I just remember when, because you kind of joined like right at the tail end, right as we were all just dissolving into nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember sitting down to teach you the parts, and I was like, he's learning these parts way too fast. He's way too good to be in this band. So I'm happy to see like this is how that played out. But like, what were you in any bands before that? Was that a thing that you were really pursuing? Like, why did you originally get into even playing metal?
Oh, gosh, my first band was actually a youth band in a church. I did that for 3 years and went down the Christian metal route. And then,
it's a pipeline.
I think I found Lamb of God and Whitechapel, and then it ended. That was done.
Yeah, that was over. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that was over. And then, then obviously found Meshuggah, and then it was really over. So yeah.
Yeah, I love that. So did you ever spend any time trying to learn any guitar style other than metal, or were you just always like from the moment of Christian
I guess
metal?
it was all like rock and metal. Like I dabbled, down Breaking Benjamin, all that stuff too. So that's kind of how I started with like Breaking Benjamin, Riffs, Green Day, all that stuff. And then it once I found Lamb of God, I was like, all right, let's start learning some riffs. So yeah.
Now, when you were like trying to learn that kind of playing style, obviously it was kind of niche, at least at that time in Tennessee. Metal people were kind of frowned upon in certain areas. And I'm wondering, like, did somebody teach you how to play those riffs? Or are you like a listen to the riff and play it until you get it right kind of person?
No, I guess that's when tabs were first becoming a thing, and I figured that out. And there were enough tabs already on like ultimateguitar.com that I could kind of just figure it out. And I watched a whole lot of videos.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember that from the first time we sat down. I was like, this guy is just where did this guy come from? Especially because at that point in the metal scene, it was like, we kind of knew everybody that was there, but like, you just like came out of nowhere and were just a shredder. Can you also kind of, you touched on a little bit of your influences and stuff, but can you just kind of like talk about, you get into the fold with Castle, right? You kind of get a little more entrenched in that space, but then we dissolved. So I was talking to Jesse in preparation for this as we were getting it set up, and he was explaining to me that there was a period of time where you were being taught the Danza stuff, but then you didn't play because Danza dissolves, and then you get looped back in. But Jesse didn't know either time. Jesse didn't know back then, and he didn't know when it was just recently happening, and all simultaneously while he's like sleeping at your apartment. Can you kind of explain the timeline there?
So I remember it solely because I was 22 years old, and that's one of the only things I wanted to do was be in a pretty good metal band that was known. So for me, it was like yesterday. For Josh and Jesse, they probably have no idea. But yes, Josh sent me videos and was like, hey, you got 3 days to learn these songs. I was like, okay. And he was like, you got to send me the videos back. And I was like, they're not going to be like good quality. He was like, I don't care. I just want to see if you can do it. And I did it. And he was like, okay, well, you need to buy these 2 orange cabs. You need 2 axe effects. You need these 2 heads, all this stuff. I did it. And then, yeah, I remember taking Jesse to a show in Memphis. They were playing with Oceano. And that's where I met Josh the first time, hung out with the other guys, Michael and whoever the bass player was at the time. And I was hanging out with Devin, who was now in the Acacia Train of Oceano then. So, yeah, it happened.
How did Jesse not know? What is this thing that you guys have with like secrecy, even from each other? Like what is it? You cooking up surprises so that the other one gets like, you can show the other one up. What is that? What is that?
I just think they were just so out of it at the time, dude, to be honest with you. Not like anything crazy, just like touring and all that. I think they were just over it.
Well, and realistically, like how maybe Josh or Layne can be a better answer for this, but like how long before the band dissolves or like disbands for a while was Eric learning this stuff?
That's a Josh question.
Is it?
Yeah, dude. What date? What date was it? What date?
Oh, it must have been April 19th.
Solid memory. Yeah.
Yeah, it was April 19th. It was like 2:34 p.m. rainy day, very rainy day. I think they were like talking about tornadoes there in the forecast, but it was a rough day.
The recall on this guy. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, dude,
that's 2:34, April 19th. Okay. That's when it happened. There you go.
Tornadoes were talking. Tornadoes were talking.
Okay. So you don't remember that.
I don't remember any of this. I don't remember sending any videos.
Incredible.
I don't remember receiving any videos.
Incredible.
I don't remember meeting. You know what's even more crazy is I didn't even believe any of this happened until I was told that I told Eric, you have not 3 days, you have 48 hours to send me this back or no dice. And when I heard that, I was like, that sounds like something I would do.
Yeah. That really
the two
does.
of everything. The two of everything.
Yeah, and all along with 2 of everything. Like that was what my rig was. Two Ingles, 2 Axe effects, and at least 2 orange caps, like all the time. It was at least
you know what
that
they
all the
say:
time.
if you don't have 2, you don't have 1. So
I didn't make it up. I'm playing by
you're
the
just
rules.
following the rules. Exactly.
Okay, that's it. So, but yeah, I just can't even believe that. But I can.
So this kind of leads me to my next question, Eric. You had 2 days to record these videos and send them back. Are you Mr. Buttersnips? Knew it. Knew it. Here, look, here's the thing. I saw these videos like I guess around the time they were posted, even it's 12 years ago, 13 years ago now. And I was like, how do they know how to play this so accurately? It's like they were taught by the band, because at this point there weren't any playthrough videos of Danza songs. That was just like so far above the pay grade of most people who are trying to learn metal stuff. Were these the videos? Were these the videos that he sent you?
You send me this link. I'll grade you or not. I'll grade you right now. We'll see how good you did. You had a little bit more than 48 hours, bud. Okay,
Layne already called me out on Instagram saying how wrong they were. So it's
well, that is hilarious. That is hilarious.
Because they were the Danza 2 songs you transcribed to the 8-string. And they're not right.
Oh God, there ain't no telling what the hell I'm doing on that stuff. There ain't no telling. No telling. I didn't even ask Layne. I was like, you know what? These songs go like this now, okay?
I actually, in preparation for this, I was going through like all of my archival stuff. Josh, I found working recordings of pre-Danza 3 songs that had been circulating around Jesse and Clint and Paul. I also found a hilariously old videotape. I think I have 2 shows, but I only digitized one where Josh was on drums.
Oh my God.
So, super old school. I actually think that show was with Dissect the Coronor Castle and maybe another of that era band. But, if people want it, I'll post it, but you'll have to comment below. Mr. Buttersnips, that is hilarious. That is you. I knew that was you before I knew it was you. What is the most surreal aspect of being in the band now? Is this, obviously there's like a level of you got ready, you learned these songs and were hoping that the band would be continuing to play so you could play, but that didn't happen. So for the past 10 years, was it like, were you just like sitting and quietly practicing like there will come a day, there's going to be a day? Or did you like kind of push it out of your mind and revisit it when you and Layne got connected this most recent time?
I guess initially I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm done. I'll just play guitar for fun. And then I don't think it was like 4 years ago, I was like, I'll start posting videos on Instagram, see what happens. You never know who's watching. And then for some reason last year, I was like, you know what, I'm going to buy a quad Cortex just in case. And then I get a call like 6 months ago, hey, can you do Furnace Fest? I was like, let's go.
Incredible.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I remember when like we were like kind of scheming to get your video rig up, but I was super stoked when I saw you start posting playthroughs again. But that, I think you and I were scheming on getting your videos together before you and Layne had started cooking up Danza stuff. I think if that timeline is correct.
That was way before, I think.
Layne, didn't you see some of those videos and we're like, oh, here's an option?
No, like I literally posted on Instagram, messing with Eric, you know, that was it. I just posted on there. I was like, hey dude, that's wrong. You know, like I'm just joking with him, you know, but I you know, but he was also, it was Paul was involved in the chat.
Shout out Paul Janis. Yeah.
Paul Janis and,
Paul Julian Janis.
Yeah, and I mean, poor Josh, dude. Josh, it was always supposed to be 2 guitars. Like, Danza was always supposed to be 2 guitars. Josh joined the band, stoked. Josh lived at my house, pretty much. We played guitar every day, but when we played shows, he didn't play guitar. He played drums.
Yep.
And then about
good,
the point
buddy.
when we were getting ready to actually go back to guitar, my mom got sick and I had to leave the band. So then Josh owned guitar by himself. So that's why Josh is the master of playback, because he figured out how to add a second guitar player, running it through the second angle.
I had to.
Yeah, to the click, yeah. So, but always wanted to be 2 guitar players. Not necessarily 3. Just throwing that out there. But Eric put in the work, and he's wrote. I mean, he can write. You know, he's wrote some pretty good stuff. So we wanted it to be like if we're gonna come back, we wanted it to be originally Josh. We were trying to get him to play the show, like, obviously, and we were trying to work it out in the schedule. But I mean, his job is he's with the Day to Remember, so he has to book those way ahead of time, right? So by the time we had solidified the Furnace Fest, he was already reserved
Booked
the
out,
Day to Remember,
yeah.
and we didn't want to. We didn't want to get in the way of his career. You know, that's where the money's coming from, right, JT?
Hey,
So,
man.
hey, Mom. So yeah, so we were trying to do it, and I remembered Eric playing on the YouTube channel, and I was like, well, that dude's in Tennessee.
Yeah, he's playing everything wrong. Let's hit him up.
And then come to find out, I had no idea though that Eric, in this whole history where Josh gave him 48 hours, which, by the way, when he said Josh gave him 40
no
hours,
one
I was
communicates. Yeah, no one communicates.
totally believable. That totally happened. And when he said, Josh told me
believe that.
Josh said he told me to buy 2 of everything. I was like, yep, you definitely have interacted with Josh. Because he's excessive. So anyway, we had Eric come out, and Eric showed up and knew the songs. So
What more can you ask for?
Let me see the videos. Let me see if you know the songs. 'Cause I feel like I'm going to tell you, that's wrong. Yep, that's wrong. That's wrong.
Eric, what is the most surreal part about being in Danza? Like existing on the periphery for so long, like being around them and being around their shenanigans and horse nanners. What is the most surreal part about being in the band now?
I don't even know. I guess it's weird. It is weird talking to Josh, because I listened to Danza 3 like every day for a while. And then
Me too,
I used to
buddy.
watch
Me too.
Layne's Carol Wassman. There's a camera angle of his
Oh, yeah,
his
come on.
guitar. I watched
Staple.
that every
Yeah.
day
That's just fun.
for like
Plain
years.
It's called Layne's hand job, okay?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So it is kind of, that's the 2 weirdest things. I was like, how do they write this stuff? So yeah.
Well, we'll
Ain't
get
no-
into
ain't no
that.
day.
I've got a
Ain't no
couple
day. Hold on.
questions.
Hold on, James. There ain't no that. Okay. That's one thing Layne did not point out was, yes, he did have to leave. He had to step down, and over a phone call, he said, I don't feel comfortable doing this with anybody but you, but I'm going to pass you the torch. Let me remind you, I have nothing to do with the band Tony Danza. I have never written anything with that band, for that band, nothing. I have 0% to do with the sound of this band. And he says to me, I'm at my buddy's house in Collinsville, Illinois, and he says to me, I'm going to pass you the torch. And I'm sitting here on the phone like, wait.
how do you
wait a
remember
minute,
this though?
wait a
Like, how do you remember this? Like, what? Like, how do you remember this? You don't
That
remember,
was
dude,
like-
dude, this is like
that was
something
the-
that happened in a dream or something. Like, this never happened.
This was a defining moment in life for me, because it was like
Sounds
when
pretty
you said
traumatic.
that,
Yeah, sounds pretty traumatic.
everything stopped, and I was like, So wait a minute. Like, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? So you want me to like, what do you want me to do? Like, just play these songs forever? And then it turns into, well, we got to write a new record now. And it was like, so what do you want? What do you want me to do? Or what do you?
No, all right, hold on now, man. Hold on. Because you're like, I don't know what's going on. I think like
he's trying to glaze you right now. You're getting glazed.
He's trying to glaze me. I think he's glazing me.
Glazed.
I don't know. But your memory, bro. I got some history in there, my brain right here.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Oh yeah, let's hear it.
You remember something I don't remember?
Dude, you lived with me, and we wrote forever. And you had your tiny little black socks on. Just like, hey, I got to make a little point about that. Those of you that are trying to like, hey, you're looking for that Josh Travis, the palm mute thing. That's where they come from. It's the socks. Yeah. Go buy a pack of them socks. Don't ever pass them up. Put them on. Tiny little black socks. But he had those on there, and we would write and play guitar pretty much all day. And then we had ideas of what we wanted Danza 3 to be, and like what basically the Danza was always influenced by multiple bands, right? But we just did it our way, and it kind of became its own thing. And that's kind of what Danza 3 is like. We were talking about, I don't know. When I say this, everybody's going to be like, that lines up. Gojira pick scrapes. We were like, we have to do Gojira pick scrapes like every other riff. And the pick scrapes. And you'll know what I'm talking. If you listen to Danza 3, every song, like there's gonna be a pick scrape in there. Like it's like we have to have them in every song. Oh, because those are amazing. Dude. But anyway, yeah, I had to leave because of my mom getting severely ill. But yeah, and Josh did amazing. Clearly. Where's Josh Travis? Here he is. Folks.
Now you're getting glazed, Josh. Now you're getting glazed, buddy.
There he is.
All right.
Listen, we're gonna shift focus to Josh here in just 1 second, guy. But I've got a couple more questions for Eric. I just want to make sure we hit these. You guys might not know this, but this podcast episode started as me and Eric. It was gonna be me and Eric, and this was, I think, even before Eric, you had joined Danza. We had talked about after you were like doing the videos. I was like, well, come on the podcast, and this evolved into this. It went from just Eric to now getting conference calls and text messages from a bunch of different people trying to coordinate this schedule. So I want to make sure that I glaze Eric. Eric, you're getting glazed. Okay, buddy?
Appreciate it. I appreciate that.
Other than writing, being a part of writing the new record, what do you think is like the thing that you're most excited about with this iteration of Danza? Every record has its own vibe. Right? Every Danza, it's like a book series. There's an evolution of the sound into something different, like Game of Thrones, but way more metal. What is most exciting to you about, we'll just call this iteration Danza 5?
That I actually get to create something, because I've never had the opportunity to do that. Like, I've joined bands at the tail end of their careers every time. I joined Castle, they were quitting. Danza quit. So I was like, you know what? Maybe there's like a bad omen with me. This is good that it's kind of going away, but now it's back. So
we'll band crusher.
So there you go. There you go, fellas. If we end, there you go. Eric's up in there.
Yeah.
I'll be Lord Elron. That's what it is.
What do you think, Eric? What do you think is like because I know you said you kind of stopped playing after after Danza dissolved the first time. What do you think has been like the biggest evolution in your playing style since then? It's 12 years. It's been a lot of time.
Oh, gosh, I've honestly been trying to learn songs that I have no business trying to learn.
Love that.
Like
Love that
bands
energy.
like The Faceless, Necrophagus, I've tried to learn some disembodied tyrant songs. Anything
What is
that
wrong with
like makes me uncomfortable, like having to learn it, that's kind of the route I went for the last 10 years.
Love it.
So,
I mean, that's where the real growth happens.
Yeah.
What do you think is like the biggest thing you notice just when you're playing guitar? What do you think is the biggest, apart from being able to play stuff you thought you'd never play? Like how have you felt the leveling up of your playing the most?
I guess speed is not really an issue that much anymore. And yeah, I mean,
Oh, we're gonna put that to
I
the
can
test.
learn stuff pretty quick too. So
Oh, we're gonna put that to the test too.
test it.
Well, dude, we're super stoked that you're in the band again. Like, this has been a long time cooking. It's nice to finally see the loop kind of close. And it was super exciting to see you on stage at Furnace Fest. I wasn't Paul Janus there? Didn't he go to the show?
Yeah, well, he was there. He was asking every single person that he saw where Josh was,
That sounds about
and
right.
nobody knew.
Nobody knows. Nobody still knows.
Well, what a perfect segue. Because now we're going to go to some questions that are
boy.
burning up every Danza Reddit thread and post.
Okay.
Someone who inspired a generation of metal to say, maybe just one more string. Resident doctor of the ones and zeros, Mr. Hollywood himself, Joshua Travis.
Mr. Hollywood.
That was so good.
Good Lord.
You're big time now, dude. You're on tour with A Day to Remember, man. What?
Yeah, I work for them.
So we'll get into what you have been doing, but everyone wants to know, what is your current status, buddy, with Danza?
What is my current status? Well, I would say over the last 2 months, I guess, I have learned that we have a new guitar player. This guitar player will basically be handling anything that I do or have done anytime I'm not there. And I've also been hearing things like, maybe we just have 3 guitar players. So I've been kind of waiting to see what the hell is my role here again. I've been kind of waiting to see. I don't know if I'm going to have to be a second drummer. Like, I don't know what's going on yet, but one thing I do know is I don't have to do vocals and I don't have to play bass. I do know that for sure. So what is my status? Well, I will definitely be here. It's just a little harder because I do still play guitar and Emure, and I also work for A Day to Remember. A Day to Remember, my schedule is like typically set out, pretty far in advance.
Well in advance, yeah.
Yeah, and then so I've been trying to balance just these two, between Emure and A Day to Remember, and that's like hard enough as it is. So then when Danza stuff started coming into it, it was kind of like, I'm probably gonna go jump into a river or a lake or something, and then we'll just see what happens from there. But so we were lucky enough to be able to get Eric in here, who doesn't know how to play any of the songs properly.
Yeah.
But
whose fault is that? Whose fault is that?
And he went in and he taught Layne how to play all of the songs improperly. So we got that going for us. Everything is wrong. We got that going for us. Also, same thing with Emure. I have a fill-in over there. His name's Chris. He's been handling everything over there. But so now we're just kind of at this point where it's like, okay, all of this stuff is slowing down. This is all slowing down. And now this is the first time I have laid eyes on Eric since what year?
You told him 40 hours.
2012. So long ago that I'm pretty sure he was making all this up. Now you're talking about Mr. Butter Waffles or whatever the fuck you said. Some kind of video. It's like, I want to see this. I want to see it. And you're saying that's not even the videos that you sent me. That's not even it. So now I'm fairly certain this is all made up. This is all made up.
You told me that you better not share that stuff with anybody. I was like,
No.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I definitely would have said, you better not share this shit with anybody. I definitely would. Nowadays, I don't give a Like, who cares? Like, so many people have like taken so many things and they just do whatever they want with it. And it's like, yeah, that's it, dude. That's how it goes for sure. That's right. It's like a part that's like, 4, 7, 9, and this person's going 3, 1. I'm like, yes, that's correct. Yes, 3, 1.
That works. Yeah.
That's how that goes. So I don't care anymore. But back then, I probably would have been like, don't tell anybody what's going on with this, okay? Don't share this. You better know what I'm 3 minutes. Like, I can see that. I could see that for sure, especially with all the gear. Oh, yeah. Dude, like, back then, that setup was like, so of course, like, even when it was just me and Layne, we were still running that stuff. So it was like, I'm trying to keep everything like that, even though I don't know what the I'm doing. I'm just trying to make sure that this band still sounds and feels like this band, and then also make it bounce hard as fuck, like that was it. So somehow or another, Eric was like, I got all this. You can go and work for whoever and play guitar with whoever. And I'm going to hold on to all this material. So now in the year 2056, he can bring it back to me and show me how to play this that I wrote improperly.
Incorrectly.
He can now
It's
show
all
me
gonna
how
be wrong.
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
It's all
So
wrong.
my status is I'm ready to do all of this wrong. I'm ready.
Josh, can you explain how you originally get hooked up with Danza? Because I remember...
so easy. So simple.
Well, and even like you playing drums, like when we found out you played drums, it was like, this guy has lore. He knows how to play drum. But you were in like drumline. You were in drumline and stuff too.
Oh, yeah. I was a band nerd. I was all about it.
Can you just like explain what you were doing? You were in St. Louis at that point?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So can you explain what you were doing there and then getting connected with Danza and then going to Tennessee?
Just in a local band at home. It was just a bunch of friends. We just, I guess this band would have either been Nashville Mission at this point or the rodeo, somewhere around there. And we were like, so my other guitar player, Nate, he was like one of my oldest friends. This dude who taught me how to play guitar initially. He bought everybody in the band, not even for Christmas, or I was always thinking it was for Christmas, but it wasn't. He just bought everybody Danza 2. He liked this record so much, he bought everybody in the band Danza 2. It's just like, everybody has to have this. And I remember getting the CD, and I threw it in the back of my car. I was like, I'll listen to it at some point. Months go by, I'm at the car wash, cleaning out my car. I find that CD. I'm like, oh, let me see what this thing is. So pop the thing in, and it's the very first skit from Danza 2. And I'm like,
if I could go on making love.
Exactly. So imagine me. I'm sitting in my car listening to this like,
what did I get myself into?
What the? Because I'm getting ready to pick up my phone and call Nate. I'm like, what the? And then the first song kicks on, and I'm like, oh. And then I'm just sitting in the line in the car wash. There's like 57 cars behind me, and I'm just sitting in the car wash like, what the And fast forward, Danza became like my favorite band.
The jam. Yeah.
That was like that record. That's my like we worked together at a venue, and that's all we're listening to all the time. Danza 2 forever. I don't want to hear anything else. Turn it off. I don't give a what's happening. Turn it off. All I want to hear is Danza 2. One of my friends, his name's Bob. He's the singer in this band called A Life Once Lost, and he knew of another local band I had, like just a project at home called When Knives Go Skyward, and he just was like. He was around for a lot of the happenings. I mean, we didn't really do a whole lot, but, we just...
He knew you. You were on his radar. Yeah.
Definitely. And so we kept in contact for a long time. And somehow, I don't know how this happened, but somebody got us on a show. I'm going to say it was the rodeo. Got us on a show
It was.
with Danza. It was,
Yep.
it was, right?
In St. Louis, yep.
Yeah. So it was like Danza... A Life Once Lost,
Veil
Maya. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know if there's. Sometimes I want to say it was Emir, but I don't. Maybe it wasn't that. I don't know who it was. But there was a show that was coming like right through our city, and somehow or another we got on this show. So we played this show, and it was awesome. Like we got the see all these bands, got to watch Danza, threw myself over the bar. Like it was so, the night's over, head home. Next day, Bob from Life Once Lost calls me and he says, how does he say this? He's like, he says, yo, Tony Danza just lost a guitar player. And I'm like, that sucks, man. What the f are they going to do? And he goes, do you want me to mention your name to them? And I literally said to him, no, I can't play that. I literally said, no, I can't play that. This is the only time this has ever happened. Bobby hung up on me. He's hung up, click. I'm thinking, oh, they're on tour. They probably got to do whatever. So I'm at home writing, like I always do. And I mean, 10 minutes, 15 minutes later, I'm getting a phone call. Now, back then, you don't get phone calls from numbers that you don't have in your phone. That's not a thing back then. You don't get random calls.
Yeah.
And I'm getting this random call from a random number, and I'm like, what the
615? What the?
I pick up, like, hello? And this voice goes, is this Joe? Is this Joe? I'm like, yeah? Who's this? He said, this is Layne from Danza.
Dude.
I take the phone away from my face and I'm like, dude, what the I'm like, Bobby just gave this dude my number. Now I'm like, they're trembling. I'm like, yeah, hey, dude. And fast forward to now I'm driving out to Tennessee and I'm going to actually try out. I'm going to try out for Tony Danza now. And I think I know something. I think I'm like, oh, I got one of these songs down. I think I really got this. And I showed it to Layne and he goes,
the glasses.
he goes, that's cute, man. That's cute. He's like, you want me to show you how it really goes? And I'm like, yeah. And then I have never seen a person play so many different frets and notes with their index finger alone. I mean, all these fingers work too, but he's just doing some with this index finger that's like, wait a minute. You doing all that with this one? Okay. And that was where, like, everything I had known or learned up to this point was like, never mind. Just don't, all that's cool. Just sit it over here and we're going to put you through this course now. And then that just brought me to getting on this phone call with Layne. And he's
Hold on. Can I add something, though?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Can I add something? So, Bob, there's a little bit more to that. Well, it's cool, though. It's super cool. This is super, super dope. So, Josh, he's not telling you how he knows Bob. So, Josh used to record a Life Once Lost songs completely. Like, he played every instrument, drums, bass, guitar, and vocals, and he would send it to a Life Once Lost unlabeled. So they would get it and play it and be like, what is going on? And so, like, which is the coolest, that's a cool flex, you know? Like, just to receive, I mean, Bob, that's how Bob is telling me about you. He's like, you played with him last night. He's like, check this out. This is him by himself. I was like, that's cool. I was like, but that's your stuff. Like, what's his stuff? And he was like, well, he sent me this last night. And I was like, give me his phone number. I'm gonna call him right now. Because here's the thing, it's like there's a I really can't explain it. Josh is gonna know what I'm talking about. There is something to, like, Danza, the way we do things is like, it's technical, but there's like a rhythm to it, you know? It has like a groove, and it's kind of like a mix. You know, there's a lot of bands that'll do like Dillinger Escape Plan. Like, most time they're like, oh, it's always all out. But then then they'll go to a groove where we kind of mix it up. But Josh was naturally doing this before I called him, but he didn't really have all the minor second stuff and all, but he was doing the groove tech thing. And that was from, Knives Go Skyward, which I didn't know that band at the time, but Bob was all about Knives Go Skyward. And, yeah, dude. And so then Josh had his own vibe. He had his own thing that he was doing. So he had his own style. I had my own style, and so, which really, that only happened, I don't know. We were writing, I think Danza V though, that's going to be when it's for real. So.
Oh yeah. It's going to be a problem.
It's going to be a problem for all of y'all. Everyone, including us.
Including you guys. Yeah, definitely you guys.
Not really so much for me because I got two shredders here, okay? I'm not worried. I could put all that on both of them, and then when it comes time to get down and dirty, I can get all over that. But all this all that get the out of here.
You can do all that too. You can do it too.
I'm not doing any of that. I don't have to. That's not my turn.
Well, that's gonna be my question. My next question to you, Josh, is why would you choose to put yourself through this? That's not easy to play. Plus, you like to thrash out on stage. Listen, I know you can't help it. It's in your blood, dude. Even if nobody was asking you to be in a band, you'd be in a basement of an undisclosed area of the country, live streaming you shredding the shit out of whatever song people are asking you to.
Yeah.
But was there a level of thank God I don't have to do that at Furnace Fest this time?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it was I was bummed that I couldn't go do it, but also I was kind of man, I wonder if I could do this if I had to right now. Which all of the stuff that I had to write, I could do that for sure. I could definitely do that. Now, Danza 2 stuff, depending on which songs it was going to be, I do some of them. Do some of them right now. But there's one song that me and Layne have been talking about playing since before I was ever even in the band. There's one song that I said, you have to sit down with me and teach me this song front to back, and we have to play it live. And that song is crunchy. No, it is not. That song is Mad Max. And I was I wanted to know how to play this song front to back. And dude, we've been talking about this since I don't know what year. So to now be looking at Layne and he's like, you want from Mad Max? And I'm like,
okay.
He's definitely nailing your voice. He's nailing your voice.
Is that what I sound like? Because Josh,
it's pretty close.
For 20 years.
It's pretty close.
For 20 years, every time I talk to Josh and I call him on the phone, this is how he answers the phone. Hello, man.
Hello, man. What do you know, man?
I thought that he was talking to everybody like that. No, it's only me, which is
You're
highly
special,
offensive.
dude. You're special. Yeah.
Dude, Mad Max, though. Mad Max, you know that song. Mad Max? Dude. So, okay, hold on. Wait. Let me shift this around a little bit. Eric, you think you can play Mad Max right now?
If I got tabs, yeah. Give me your 48 hours. I'll do it.
He's ready to throw down, dude. He's ready to throw down.
No,
48 hours.
That
and
song
you can
is
play Mad
pretty
Max? Tell you what, 48 hours, you can play Mad Max. We'll put that into the set for whatever the next show is. Okay? 48 hours? Okay.
I already told Jesse that Mad Max is going to be a part of the set. It's got to be.
Oh, gosh.
So we're doing it.
Got you.
I mean, you want to do it. You want to do it.
I mean, yeah, I do, but can we slow it down 40 BPM, something like that?
No, it's got to be just like the record. It's got to be, we got to do it.
Do you remember how to play that song?
I remember a lot of the riffs. I remember the riffs that, I don't remember all of it. But I know.
You see that face?
I know
Oh, yeah.
No, I'll have to relearn it. Yeah, for sure.
I know
But
the
I know the
last 10
riff. I know the riff that Josh is talking about. It's the raindrop tapping riff. Yeah. It's a rain tapping.
Raindrops.
Yeah. That's what it sounds like, rain.
You
dude.
know, that's you're bringing up a funny point because like everyone who I knew that had a musical background, when I showed them Danza, they would try and like, you know, philosophize it or like high tier Berkeley School of Music it. And I'd be like,
God.
I don't think that's, I think when they're hearing this, it's the raindrop riff, or there's the one riff at the end of Danza 2 that is a chainsaw idling. I hear that as a chainsaw. I've never looked at the
Oh my
guitar
God.
and like what does that mean? But especially when the double bass is going, it sounds like a chainsaw idling, and then
He
right into the
said-
Chainsaw Massacre.
He said,
It's ingrained. But that's do you guys look at all those riffs as like the things that they sound like in real life? Are you looking at it at all in terms of like a technical?
Dude,
these are the notes I'm playing.
No, man. What we call the riffs, you guys are going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe. And Eric's starting to see this. Josh knows what we'll call a riff like, no, dude, we're going to go into Pizza Maker. And then after that, after we go into Pizza Maker, we're going into the low dub 6/4 grind tips. And then after we go into grind tips, we're going to go into Pizza Maker, but only for the first section where it goes ba-dump-a-dump. And then after we go to ba-dump-a-dump, then we're going to do a sweep 2-tap. Then we're going to go back into Pizza Maker till it goes
And then?
ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. And then after that, we're going to go into that end riff, which is when we go into the 3/6 Mafia groove. Ba-dunk-a-dunk, cha-ba-cha-da. Yeah.
And
Love this.
if you're lucky, we'll give you an apology riff. If you're lucky.
Yeah, apology riffs. So what
If
me
you're
and Josh, you know, all those big riffs, we call them big riffs, apology riffs. It's like, it's the pretty, and I told Josh, it's like Tears for Fears. That's Josh's thing, you know?
Yeah, it's
But-
just what Danza needs is Tears for Fears. Yeah, for sure.
But it's like, all of my riffs are like the domestic dispute. And then Josh has the apology riffs. It's like, it's when you bring her flowers. But she
Oh
has two
my
black
God.
guys, bring her flowers, but then we go back into domestic disputes.
Wow.
And now the problem is grown up a lot since 2013 to 2025, and those apology riffs, they ain't so sorry anymore. So
Yeah.
Layne's still over here domestic, and I'm over here getting ready to burn the building down.
There's no balance. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
it's just straight
It's
chaos.
going to be all domestic disputes this go round.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. Like,
Yeesh.
it really is. You just got to see, the thing is, you got to watch out for those clean shaves. You got to watch out for those. Okay? You got to watch out. Yo, I see yours over there. Yeah, I see you. He's over there. He's like, yeah, I'm over here with my,
It's a crispy shadow he's working on, a real crispy shadow.
This that he's playing is like, yeah, I'm not playing none of this. I'm not playing none of your riffs. Okay. I ain't playing none of your riffs. No, that'll be the
They're
part
all-
where I just sit the fuck down in the back and give me a
They're
little
all going
rock.
to be wrong anyway. It's all going to be wrong.
Even your own riffs, you got your own riffs wrong.
They're-
Yeah,
They're
why
completely
play it
wrong.
right? It doesn't matter. In Josh, in the scale of stuff you've done, how does Danza rank on the list? You played in a lot of bands, you played a lot of music.
Yeah.
You're a full-time tour and musician person. Of all the projects you've been a part of, even stuff you haven't necessarily contributed to in guitar, where does Danza rank on that list for you?
As far as what is concerned, like how, like, yeah, like what aspect?
Okay, that's a good clarifier. So for me, it would be like in terms of working relationship. You've worked with a lot of different people. You've done a lot of projects with folks. How does Danza rank? Let's start with personal relationships and workability with the crew.
Extremely high. But this will be like the pinnacle of it all, because this will be the first time that we get to actually like do a body of work together. A
Right.
lot of the projects that I've been in, ultimately it ends up being me at like the helm of writing, musically. And that's not my favorite. Like, my favorite is when there's
Totally.
other people, throwing whatever pieces in. I don't mean just like, you know, like having like with Glass Cloud, having a back drummer and just come in and shed all over it. That's one thing, but I mean literally
collaborate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like not just like, "Hey, I wrote all this now just do you on it." Like not like that, which was awesome, but I want it to be like, all I want to do is play guitar. That's all I want to do, you know? So this might actually be a time where that happens. Has this been the same thing with the Muir? It was like, I guess the only times that I didn't really have to do that, me and Nate did it before with like, you know, the rodeo or like, you know, any other projects that we did. It's always been kind of one of us spearheading that. And like with Knives, I just did all that stuff. And then, you know, like, but I had a drummer, you know, for that project as well. So, you know, he would kind of come and twist certain things up or, you know, whatever. But I'm hoping for this that it will be way more collaborative. Just having this many minds in a guitar realm is already like, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I might not have to write very much at all.
Now we're cooking.
You know? Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. So it's like now I can kind of like see where they are, and then I can kind of like drive around with that, you know, rather than me just having to like, okay, let me do all this. Now I got to try to step out of this thing, and you know, I won't have to really do that so much now, which I'm very stoked about that. So I'm probably always going to put Danza way higher up on the list just because of the entire involvement and how I got started with it in the first place. But I mean, just look at how we are together. Like this, this is how we are all the time, and it's how we've always been. It's like, dude, I have videos of this right here laying on the floor of a van. Just, dude, like, I mean, this relationship goes back.
Oh man,
yeah, this is like pre-COVID. This is, you know, real friendship.
Like, what worlds like before COVID, like near a decade before COVID. You know, like we're talking a long time ago. So
a simpler time, yeah.
So much simpler and so much more grimy, and somehow or another we still had so much fun. Like, dude, paying to play shows. Like, we didn't have GPS and like that. It was just a different time, man. Just a different time, and like kind of seeing where it is now. It's like I'm very excited about what can happen here. It's always been like just something I always wanted to do was actually like be able to write with Layne. Like one thing that we actually did right that I guess we completed it was this thing we called Ed 209. And Ed 209 was like the biggest, weirdest thing. Like we wrote this song in Canada at one of our friends' house, and somehow or another in the middle of this song, I'm like trying to loop a section and I did it wrong. And I started in the wrong spot, but the drums were normal. And all of a sudden it was like, oh, this is sick. And it just ended up staying like this. And it was
Bob Ross happy accident stuff right there.
It was literally one of those. And like, that was kind of like a major turning point for something so stupid to be like, oh, I just this up and put it in the wrong spot. And then like me and Layne are both literally like, are you hearing this?
We're doing this. Let's go.
It's like, yeah. So just something that simple was like a mistake. Being able to come out like that was like, oh, I love this. I can't wait to do like more of this. And now that there's like multiple shredders here, oh, I'm about to where you're out, bro. You have no idea. You better order some strings now, because holy fuck, like, oh my god.
But there's like 2 layers of this time for you guys that are exciting and encouraging. The first is that this isn't the main thing, right? You guys have other sources of stability in your lives, so you don't have to have everything hinge off this thing working.
Oh
right?
yeah,
that's
that
a huge
changes
advantage.
everything.
It's a huge advantage. The second one is the pressure's off. And, you know, even like when we would hang out in Tennessee, like I didn't know about Danza at all. I had no idea. I think the first time I met Layne was at a house party, And afterward, Clint's like, oh, that's the guy from this band. I'm like, what band? I've never heard of that. Danza 2, he showed me Danza 2 and it messed me up. And we always just kind of like took that for granted that you guys were just around. Jesse was staying at Clinton and Paul's house. You guys were rehearsing at my house. Like, we took advantage of that. And I don't think, even for me, I didn't realize how impactful you were for metal then. And seeing the response to you guys coming back out has been super nice. Like, you guys stopped playing shows right before the internet took off. Yeah. You guys stopped playing shows right as social media became a thing, and being able to just watch how people have responded to you guys coming together, the hopes for new music, the fact that the internet infrastructure is what it is now. You could go places now that you never could have gone in 2012. You know what I mean? It just wasn't, the ecosystem hadn't evolved. Speaking of evolution, I want to make sure I hit on this too. Josh is somebody who's like played a bunch of different styles of metal, has had to morph and evolve depending on what project you're in. How do you think your playing and writing is the same question that I asked Eric. How do you think over the past 12 years you've evolved in your own style?
Dude, it is so immense that for an extremely long time, I forgot what my style was. Like, I didn't even remember what it is that I do, like what it is that I wanted to do. I spent a lot of time doing what other people wanted or needed me to do for their project. It's never really been like, what do I want to do with my project? You know, even all the way down to Imura, it's like, that's really like,
it's
me
you,
trying
but
to
not
deliver
you.
what Frankie needs.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and what he feels most comfortable. But that's not what I want to do.
Yeah.
You know, if it was something what I want to do, I'm going to need about
2 more guitar players and like 9 more guitar amps and synths.
Yeah. You know, but it's just one of those things where it's kind of like I stopped really thinking about it as like, it wasn't always like passion projects anymore. You know, it was more like there became a point where I had to start treating it as a job.
Yeah.
You know, and like now that I have a job, I don't have to treat this as my job.
It's a big freedom. It's a big freedom. Yeah.
So now it's like, oh, well, I'm going to be a...
Let's get weird. Yeah.
I'm going to be a... Now, like, but now that it's just kind of like, you know, no holds barred, it's kind of like, well, let's see what we can do now then, you know, which that's like beyond exciting, dude. Like, I don't know that I have been able to do that since I was a kid, really.
Yeah. Well, and that's kind of my next question is like, what's the thing that you're most excited about now that the door is reopened to working with Danza?
All of it. Like, there's just, we could literally do anything. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter. You know, it just, and there's like nothing more freeing than that to just be able to be like, we want to go really fast. We want to go really, really slow. We want to be really melodic. We want to be really dissonant. We want to be country. We want to be like acoustic. It doesn't matter. We could do literally whatever we want, because it's not like we need this to be able to live now. Like, we don't. So now it's like you can go all the way back to like basically when you were like a kid, and it was just like, I would just want to just rip this thing. Now
I'm a big boy. I'm going to do what I want.
And now I'm like watching Layne, and he's got this sick way that he can like write stuff at his place, record it, and record it in video in a way where I could see what he's doing. But I'm like watching him do it, you know, and it's like I can rewind 15 years in my head and be like, dude, we did this like in the living room at his old house in Murfreesboro. And it's like, whoa, like this is happening again. But now it's like 2025 Layne. And it's like these riffs are like, okay. So it's like, I want to go home now so I can actually like, I want to go home so I can like do stuff, you know, because I can do some stuff from the road, but not the way that I want to be able to, you know? So I'm just stoked to go do any of it. I don't even care what it is. I don't care. I just want to go do it.
Well, that is actually the perfect segue, because now I want to make sure we ask some questions to the man, the myth, the legend, creator of all of the riffs that make me want to huff gasoline and fight strangers, certified badass of the Bayou, Layne. We got some questions for you, guy.
Certified of the Bayou. Can you write that down? Something
yeah, for sure. Come on. I've been sitting on this for 10 years, guys. Come on. First of all, what have you been up to in the past decade? What has been the primary focus of your existence?
Oh man, Josh is turning his camera off.
Did it go off? Am I gone? Oh,
yeah, there we go. We got you.
So I have a family now. 3 girls. Have a full career. While I was in Danza, I got into like engineering and survey, CAD, all that stuff as a side hustle while I was trying to tour. And that's pretty much my career now. But I still record. I've been writing. I mean, me and Josh have tried to do countless projects together over the years. I mean, during COVID, we were trying to do a project with Bob from A Life Once Lost. And Jesse Zaretti, who's now like he does a lot of video game soundtracks and whatnot. I can't remember. He was in the band Doth. And Josh was going to play bass, which was really weird.
Why? I want to play bass.
It's the wrong instrument for you. But we've tried to do so many projects together over the years. I'm not good at the remote thing very well. But I haven't played with many people. Honestly, the only person I've played with since Danza, up until this recent, and this is a crazy story, because we used to tour with Psyopus a lot. And their guitar player basically created his own like guitar theory. And he used to tour with Hank Williams III and part of his band. Well, Hank Williams III is in Superjoint Ritual with Phil Anselmo. So I'm working in New Orleans, doing my thing. And I get a random call from Chris Art from Psyopus. And he's like, dude, what are you doing? I was like, working. What I've been doing. What are you doing? He's like, it's not important right now. I gotta tell you something. He's like, do you want to do a project with me and Phil Anselmo? I was like, dude, I'm gonna hang up the phone right now. And I was like, I don't know why today. I haven't talked to you in like 10 years. You're gonna call me up and he's like, dude, I'm serious. He's like, here's his email address. And he's like, just email him. And it's like, okay.
Yeah, just email Phil Anselmo. Yeah, come on, dude.
So he gives me email address. I was like, sure thing, dude. I'll do it. And get off work, and it's Friday night, and I email this weird email address. It's just a weird email address, and
that tracks.
Yeah, and then I wake up Saturday to a response in all caps lock, and I was like, this lines up. So I was like, so then we haven't talked on the phone or anything. He just says, hey, come to this address. And I live 30 minutes from this address, because I lived in Ponchatoula, Louisiana, and this address was in Folsom, Louisiana, where my in-laws live. So I just drive up to this house, a 2-story house in the middle of nowhere, kind of like off the grid, and walk up the stairs, and Phil Anselmo answers the door. And I was like, okay, this is so weird. Cause like, it was really weird, dude. Like, imagine this, emailing someone, you get an email in all caps lock, come to this address, haven't talked to anybody. And then I just get there and it's Phil. So then we just sit there, hang out, and he's playing me all the music that he's into. He liked a lot of black metal. I'm not a big fan of black metal. You know, I like some of it, like Emperor. I like some of their stuff. And I was like, no, I don't really dig that. I don't really like that stuff, which I think he liked a little bit, you know? So then we ended up jamming and we started writing together. So I would just go to his house, and my wife, she doesn't understand it. You know, she doesn't care who Phil Anselmo is. So I had a newborn at the time, and I was like, this Saturday, I'm going to go to Phil's house in Folsom and play. And she's like, okay, like, what time are you going to be back? I was like, I don't know. I was like, you need to know who this dude is. Like, he's the lead singer of Pantera. And she's like, okay, well, if you can be back by 6 p.m., that'd be great. So I would go and we would just write music together and then collaborate with Chris Arp. And yeah, and he wanted me to be a part of his like solo project. And I was like, I can't do that. I can't go on tour, man. I can't. I need insurance. You got that? No. 401k, you got that? No.
Definitely
So,
not.
okay.
No.
Yeah, definitely don't have any of that. So I'll just jam with you, you know? So that's really weird to say, because it's like that was the last guy I like played with, and now like I'm back in Danza. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. And just writing riffs. I always play guitar. I almost gave up, honestly. I was about to sell everything because I was like, this crap ain't going nowhere. And then
You're not a real musician unless you've contemplated selling everything at least once. That's just a fact.
You're
Okay.
not a real musician if you haven't sold everything at least once.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
I've sold so many guitars that I regret. Yeah, don't get me started on that, you know. But yeah, it's I'm glad I didn't. So this has all been really cool. And what we're working on, it's going to be special, and I'm looking forward to it.
Well, again, kind of like we were talking about before, you're not under the same like rules or limitations that you were back in those days. Again, you guys have lives. This is a thing that now you get to do on top of that. And like Josh is saying, there's no rules. You can be whatever you want. There isn't a label beating down your door. Put this record out now. Get on the road for 8 months out of the year.
Love that.
Yeah, like the freedom there, it must be nice. And I have to assume that at least a part of you is like, I'm glad we waited to do this. I'm glad it can happen now because of this really solid foundation each of us have in our own lives. And that's not just you three, it's everybody. Like all three of you. It was crazy then. You guys lived a crazy existence. It was craziness. And it's not necessarily a life that is sustainable. It's not a life that anyone could have made anything out of. And to see that you've all like been able to have exciting and full lives doing stuff. Now you get to come back to this with a fresh set of ears, you know. I'm not trying to get emotional here on you guys, but
yeah,
like,
he is. Yeah, he is.
It was rough. Like that was hard. Josh, you nailed it. We were paying to play shows. You guys were like way bigger than us. We were fortunate when we got on shows with you. I remember frequently giving you the money that we were supposed to make from that show because you guys needed it more.
Yeah.
You know, it's just exciting to see you're untethered now. You guys were tethered in a way. And I'm assuming it's probably in part why the band dissolved, because you were all feeling the tensions of that being tethered to trying to make this thing work. I don't know.
Really back then, like whenever we kind of let the band go to sleep, I guess is what we'll say, was, Jesse was really looking to like, how do you even put it? Like, be at home, and start a family.
Yeah.
Doing that. And, he had always, he kind of just came from that kind of a background. So it wasn't even crazy. Like when he was talking to me about, staying home and doing stuff like that, it was just kind of like, yeah, it makes sense, So it wasn't even like we just needed a break. It wasn't even really like that. It was like when I came into the position to kind of, start writing for the band, and, Layne had to step down, and it was ultimately just Jesse and I, finding new people, that could come and fill the, the drums and the bass spot. It ultimately turned into just needing to fulfill the band's contractual
Obligations, yeah.
And like I wasn't under contract with the band, so it wasn't even like I had to do it, but it was just kind of like this was like I can't see passing the torch to anybody but you, so then I just had to do it. I had to, and I couldn't let this guy down.
It was a good choice. It was a good choice. Like everybody, the whole internet agrees. Like we're all Josh Travis. Like all three. It's all of us.
So it had to happen that way. It just felt like that, because that was also like for me. That was like, don't forget, that was my favorite band. Like, and I'm still like getting to play my favorite band songs completely wrong and love every second of it. Loving every second of it. So it was like, it was very being able to do that. But, it was like, we had a crazy merch debt that I had nothing to do with, but I stood up in that month and we paid it off. And, like, fulfilling however many records that were left on this contract that I had nothing to do with, but we fulfilled that too, and then we got off of it, and Jesse was like, all right, I got to get out of here. And I was like,
cool. Thanks for that.
Like it was crazy, going into the studio
until now,
knowing, that it was like, yeah, but it was
what
crazy.
Did you say, Layne?
I just said until now. I said until now. Like just a little bit of break,
Yeah.
Just a quick one.
No big
But
deal.
like going into the studio. Yeah, no big deal. But like going in the studio to track Danza IV, and it was like, like Phil and Mike, my drummer and my bass player, they were like button heads all the time. And like I think Mike ended up leaving before we went to track that record. So I guess that was why when we were getting there, I didn't have a drummer. And so, but it was like, we have to do this record now, the time is booked. And it was just kind of like, okay. So I asked Nick, I was like, can you get some drums? And he's like, yeah, I can get some drums. So he got a kit and I just tracked it. And, but like tracking that record, knowing that was like, it was a very,
the energy had to have been intense. Yeah.
It was very interesting. I don't really remember what it felt like, but you can hear what it felt like. You can hear what it felt like. And there's like this thing that later, like when I started, playing with the Glass Cloud guys, I learned a lot playing with them. And like, they were kind of teaching me things that I was doing that I didn't know that I was doing. But there's like motifs that happen in Danza IV that I didn't even realize that that's what they were. And like, all I can tell you for Danza V is you're about to see a whole lot more of that. I promise you that. I promise you that. So it's just gonna be fun to be able to do whatever. It's just gonna be sick. And I have shredders. I don't even have to do anything now. I don't have to do anything.
You just got to show up.
I can sit in the back and dance now.
Drink a liquid death. Yeah, for sure.
It's just, this is gonna be good. Eric is still over here smiling. I'm about to wear you out. Like, oh my God.
Dude, bring it, man. Bring it on.
It's already brought. It's already brought in. That ain't even a word, and it's brought in. Okay.
Brought in.
That's from a movie. That's from a movie for sure. It's like Anchorman or something. Nice try, buddy. Nice try. Layne, what can you explain from your perspective? We were kind of talking about it before, but can you explain from your perspective the evolution of Danza's sound? And I guess this might be a separate question or maybe a dovetail, but like, at what point does this band become a serious enterprise for you? Like the first record sounds like you guys are having a lot of fun. Second record sounds like you kind of level up. If we're going to do this, let's do it. And then Danza 3 and 4, at least from the outsider's perspective, that's how I kind of look at it.
So, yeah. Happy little accidents. That's pretty much, you can summarize that. Danza's sound, like the minor second thing, that was an accident. And we're like, oh, wait, do that again? Yeah, we'll just do that forever. We'll just do that forever. Let's do that forever. So we were all in a band back in Louisiana, without Jesse. And we had a band called Bleeder Valve. And we had like 7 members in this band. And it was like, I'm trying to explain, what was it like? Living Sacrifice meets Mudvayne, maybe? You know? Like me, it was little tidbits of like Fear Factory and Meshuggah. And we practiced every weekend for years. And then we played 3 shows, and then we broke up.
Love that. That's
so
incredible.
we were trying to make it. You know, we were trying to make it. And I have some VHS tapes, like dating myself,
Really
of us
taking
playing
it back.
live.
Yep.
And I'm gonna digitize those and I'll send them to you. But but we played 3 shows, and the drummer said, this is when it all started to unfold. The drummer's like, dude, this is getting way too complex. There's no room to breathe. So then we broke up and called the band No Room to Breathe. And and we
How
wrote
delightfully petty. I love that.
no,
That's
we
such a good story.
wrote the most disgusting stuff in No Room to Breathe. But we were in Louisiana that had nowhere to record.
Was the metal scene big down there?
No. Oh no. No.
Yeah,
no,
real
no.
quiet.
No. but we had influences of the metal scene in Louisiana, you know, like the whole sludge, like Crowbar, you know, Soylent Green, Acid Bath. Those are all bands that we listen to a lot. So there's a little element of that sludge doom thing in there that I don't know if you can hear it, but it's in there.
I never
but,
listened to something like that.
I know you didn't. I can clearly see. I can
That's
see.
what's so crazy.
Yeah, but
listening to
we
Tears
do.
for Fears over here.
Me and you connect on Fear Factory and Cannibal Corpse. That's where we
There you
like.
go.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
All right. So,
like 'em.
but yeah. So then we were like trying to be big and make it, you know, and then we were like, hey, let's take the Room to Breathe and move to Murfreesboro. And then the singer of that band was like, I don't want to go. I'm like, okay. So we just moved without him. It was me, Brad, Butler, and Mason, and we moved to Murfreesboro. And, you know, I was like, why don't we care about making it? Like, let's just have fun. And let's just name ourselves the most ridiculous thing that we possibly can come up with. I think we nailed it, you know? But so then we started playing shows, and then we would, you know, hxcmp3.com. Do you remember that? No, probably not.
No.
I do.
Yeah. Well, we had demos without a singer, and we were like number 1 on there with no vocals. And so then we decided to like try out vocalists, and we had so many people in Murfreesboro and Nashville come, and we tried all these hardcore dudes, you know, they were doing that whole thing the whole time. And we were like,
They sure did. They sure did do that thing.
It's like, I was like, it's not the, you know, they showed up, they had the camo shorts, the New Balances, the black shirt.
It was a whole outfit.
The New York
definitely.
Yankees hat on, flat bill, and they were just like, just doing this the whole time.
It was a simpler time. It was a simpler time.
Yeah. But
Literally.
Jesse shows up. He pulls up in like the oldest Fred Sanford van. And he has on a Live and Sacrifice shirt that he's probably wore, I don't know, probably 3 years straight. And it had holes in it. And I was like, that's the right shirt, you know? That's what's up. So then Jesse, we were all big fans of Vision of Disorder, you know? Like, we love Vision of Disorder, Burnt by the Sun. You know, these are bands that influenced us. Like, we in Nothing Face, you know, like those bands.
Oh,
you know,
wow,
we still
yeah.
listen to those bands. But nobody that was trying out had that throat. You know what I mean? There was always like, no, it dies today, you know, like, or bleeding through, you know, like it was like, but and those bands are good, but they didn't really, that didn't really align with what we were doing.
Yeah.
And Jesse grabbed the mic and it was like, I remember Brad had just a way about him, and Brad was playing guitar and he went, that's the one. And then, and after that, we stopped the song and he went over to Jesse and he put his arm around. He's like, I like you. You're the one. I like you. You're the one. You're going to be the one. And that was it. After that, like, we went and recorded the first record for a case
with
of Pabst
Jason
Blue
Dietz,
Ribbon.
right?
Yep.
Shout out Jason Dietz.
Jason Dietz. Jason in a cardboard room in the hood in Murfreesboro for a, and we were intoxicated when we recorded that whole record.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and you probably, yeah. And so then Danza 2, we were mad, pretty mad, you know, because I was talking about make it rough, you know, to get to that point. I mean, I was homeless. I lived in the practice room that, you know, eventually burnt down. Yeah, and we went through a lot, dude. Our practice room burning down, losing all our gear, and we had to go on tour with Shia Lud and Red Chord the next week. So we went on tour with a Red Chord and Shia Lud, and we didn't have a stick of gear, you know. So then we show up, but it was cool because people knew about it, and there would be a guy who shows up and he'd have a guitar cab. Then we'd show up to the next show and a guy would have a guitar head. Show up to the next show, a guy would have a guitar. By the time we got back from the tour, we had a drum set. We had guitar amps, guitars, basses, everything we needed. But yeah, it was rough. And I was, yeah, that record also making fun of where we came from.
Yeah.
You know, it's like all of the skits and stuff is poking fun of pretty much Monroe and where we came from. And then the rest of it, and the chainsaw and like taking out the hole, that's pretty much, you know, I didn't really realize it, but that was almost kind of like the feeling of it all, you know, making fun of it, then kill everything. So, yeah.
So
I may have got off track there, but I think you were asking me how we got here. So this is
that was great. I mean, that's a whole lot of context that, you know, again, like most people are just not aware of. And I do think like there's just a noticeable shift that by Danza 2, whatever you guys were trying to do, you were trying to take it more seriously. You're like, if we're going to do this, let's do it. So I'm kind of interested, again, kind of doubling back. We talked about this briefly before. What goes through your mind when you're writing that stuff? Like when you're actually sitting down writing these riffs that we have now referred to as things that have nothing to do with guitar, what is going through your brain? Like, you know, I'm this, like, I don't know if you don't have any like musical training background, right? You're not a theory person.
I mean, not really. No, but yeah. I took guitar lessons and I went to a school of rock.
Sick.
For blues though. So I learned the Texas Shuffle, all that. I can do all that stuff, but I never really, not for what we do, you know, like I think honestly though, like if we were to sit down and be like, let's see what's going on here, you know, and just be like, okay, let's get it all out here and let's see, you know, I think it'd mess it all up.
Yeah,
I really do.
We do have the right glasses to do that though. So maybe if you, as long as you're wearing the glasses, it's kind of justified.
Yeah, you get through it. But I feel like Danza, like, you know, and there's a video and I posted it forever ago, and it's also it's also kind of like the reason why like Josh fit so well in the band, because there's a element to it of feeling that you can't really, I don't feel like you can really teach it, man. You know, like I posted a video, it's like John Lee Hooker, you know, the old blues guy, and he's like in front of like like some train tracks back in the 50s, and they're just recording him on an iPhone, or not an iPhone, but a camera or whatever.
Yeah.
Definitely not iPhone, but it's like just a video. And he's just playing, but he's got natural feeling and rhythm. Like that dude, nobody ever taught him anything. It's just, but you could feel the feel, the I don't know, the groove of what he's doing. It's just him and a guitar. But I feel like that's kind of a thing that I don't know. I feel like there's a natural groove and feeling to what we do that I don't know. I mean, I'm probably a guitar theory nerd, probably be like, he's watching this. Oh, there's definitely, dude.
Yeah,
You call that? That's
okay.
that
First
is
of all,
a dotted. That is a dotted sixth. That's what he's doing right there,
sure.
and
Whatever.
that's
Yeah,
that's what he's. But yeah, no, I'm not. No, but to answer your question, what am I thinking when I write riffs? Honestly,
Well, I
I'm
mean,
just.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, like, one of the things that, like, I looked at guitar a certain way before I heard Danza, and then after I heard Danza, I looked at guitar a different way. And now when I play guitar, I am not a music theory person. I don't give a shit about it more than it applies to me. I'm not trying to read sheet music for a big band, so I don't care. But when I'm writing, Danza taught me to enjoy the riff. The things that I write, the things that I play, they're fun to play. I don't even really care what notes they are. I don't care what it sounds like as much as, is this fun? Do I like playing this? Does this challenge me? And do I look forward when this part comes and this is a cool part? And I'm just interested, is there any kind of like that psychology? Is it less about like how heavy can I make this and more like how, what unsettles you? Like, when do you know a part is going to be super heavy and it's going to hit the way that it is? Like,
we know what that riff is going to be before it ever hits the practice round. Like, you already know. Like you start writing it and you're just like, I know what that's going to do.
We did
I know. And really that's what it's about. It's really about that, is like connecting, and you already know the vibe that it's going to make. It's really about that. It's really about vibe and writing a riff, and like, the way it feels, and yeah, it's fun to play, but you also feel it, I had another point to bring up there, but brain fart, go figure.
We need to go back to the Tears for Fears. That's what we need to do. Let the people know that I don't actually make heavy music. I make
that's the next
melodic music.
The next Danza record is going to be Tears for Fears for sure.
Literally, that's what it should be called.
Yeah,
Danza V, Tears for Fears.
Yeah. If money weren't an object, how would you have this thing? I guess we'll throw this out to Layne first. Like, what if money wasn't an object? If time necessarily wasn't an object, how would you want to grow this iteration of Danza? Like, what is the peak of whatever this is? You see what I mean? Like, going on tours and selling 1 million records. What is the peak? How would you have this play out? What is the ideal scenario?
Money's no object. It's probably going to be sank into creating, not playing live. It'd probably be spent on gear. If money was no object, we would just have sick gear, and we would be able to, because that's what, and really that's awesome. Yeah, you have sick gear, and then basically just to enhance what we do. That's really what it would be about, is just like sinking money into making us sound that more ridiculous. So that's what we would do. And I mean, maybe do multiple versions of an album and be like, well, that one sounds sick. Well, we spent $50,000 on that guy, but this guy over here that we spent $5,000, he sounds 10 times better than the $50,000 guy. Which is also like, this whole thing taught me a lot about heart. Heart is important. Like, you can have a guy and there's a lot of big names out there. Josh knows what I'm talking about. You got a lot of big names out there, and like sometimes you lose heart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Certain guys, certain bands, you lose heart. We lost heart. You know, like when you have pressure, it takes away from the enjoyment of what you do.
Sure.
In creating, and that's what pressure does. Josh knows this very well. But we don't have that now. So now we have heart. So now it's back to the original, probably when we first came out, where it's like we had no pressure and we were just writing stupid stuff. Basically, we're doing that again, where we're creating things. Like, for example, I have a multi-scale 8-string from Kiesel. And I wrote a riff the other day, and I didn't mean to, but I slammed my palm between the bridge and the bridge pickup and the bridge, and it made this metal clank sound. And I was like, that's pretty dope. So then I
Origin
wrote a riff.
of the clank riff. Origin of the clank riff. Here we go.
Wrote a riff, and I'm chopping the crap out of the bridge and making this metal clank sound.
I love that. Love that.
So little things like that, where you just start to create and you're just like naturally like exploring again. And that's what we're doing. So it's fun. We're having a blast.
Didn't you also write some music for the company that you work for? A little promotional video they did?
Oh, dude, don't you do that. What are you doing?
Oh, you do that.
What are you doing?
You do that.
What do you mean?
What are you doing?
You do that.
What are you doing?
Did you write some?
What do you mean
Did you
what
write
am I
some
doing?
jingles?
I don't have it pulled up. I can. If Josh wants to hear it, I'll pull it up.
Oh, you gonna pull that up? Oh yeah, you gonna pull that up? Because this has been saying to me, "Oh my God, you have just unlocked this." Been saying to me for years now. He's been talking about how all I'm doing is running in place over here. I'm just jogging in place, and then come to find out. See, I came over here into the light so you could see my eyes. I want you to see me real good right now. Okay, I came into the light, Caroline. I'm in the light. Okay.
Hold on.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
There we go.
I'm in the light too, man. You see me in the light?
Not really. Not really. I can't really.
I'm gonna need to hear these jingles right now.
You want some
Yeah,
jingles?
let's get the jingles.
No, I wish I had that link on hand. I really need.
Oh,
to find
you
this
just
link.
suddenly
Yeah.
it's just gone, huh? The link's just
Give me 1 second here. Pardon the interruption. Like a total amateur, I didn't have the links pulled up, but I made sure to include them in the description for your listening pleasure. Now back to the show. Dude, Murfreesboro, that place is nuts.
Yeah,
I remember
Murfreesboro's a trip, man.
Yeah, I remember like that place had like a strange effect on me. There was like a weird depression that I was in Murfreesboro, and I don't know what it was in particular, but that was like that took me to a very dark place. Like that, especially in the tail end of my time there, I was in like a really, really dark place. And honestly, one of the only things that gave me some kind of light was releasing my aggression through Danza. But that place has like a weird effect. I mean, the three of you know it. It's like, I don't know how to describe it other than, I don't know if I ever felt comfortable there. I was always like unsettled for some reason.
Yeah.
It's like, it felt like a portal had opened and you'd entered into this weird space where you have hyper conservative frat people and then the extreme opposite. At least like for when I went to school there, all the people from out of town, we knew each other and would hang out, but we couldn't necessarily hang out with the other people there because of the college town. It would like bring in people who were not that way, but then they would be surrounded by people who were that way. And I just remember it being, I just never felt comfortable there. I always felt like there was going to be a showdown. And if there was going to be a showdown, I was going to play Danza and everyone.
To that point, so Gentleman Gems, you know about Gentleman Gems?
I sure do. Yeah.
They didn't really have shows. And like we went and we were like, because we knew it was like in Gentleman Gems, there was the frat guys, there was the rednecks, then there was the out of town nerdy folk, you know, they were all in there. And so we were like, dude, let's play a floor show at Gentleman Gems.
Horrible decision.
So I was like, hey, I know you guys
Horrible
don't have you guys don't have a PA. That's okay. I'll bring the PA. So I brought in a PA. We cleared the floor and everything. And that's basically, we would always play floor shows at Gentleman Gems. And every time it turned into a full-blown brawl where everybody was just the whole thing fighting, pool sticks flying, people jumping over the bar. That's what it was about. But it was fun. And
it was.
Honestly, we were talking about doing another dance show like that one day, but
you
I don't
really
know. That would
kind of should. That would be off the wall. I mean, honestly, like even hearing the Louisiana Dive Bar Massacre, I always thought that was Gentleman Jim's. I was like, oh, what this skit is a random night at Gentleman Jim's. I hated that place. That place was terrible.
For sure. It was absolutely.
But what a fun experience, you know?
Yeah. That's why we brought the chaos there. It was perfect.
Yeah, it really fit right in. I mean, you know, I was also kind of shocked too at how, again, I didn't know this when I lived there, but like you guys were legends of Murfreesboro. And the metal scene in Murfreesboro and Nashville was pretty good. They had, you know, multiple all ages venues. A lot of bands would stop through. It'd be either Nashville or Atlanta. And we were really kind of spoiled to just have... That was like the one saving grace. That's the one place where I did feel like, oh, okay, I can be myself. I can go to the Muse and play this show and everything's all right. Or I can play this ridiculous college house in Murfreesboro somewhere, and this is going to be a good time, even if someone gets hurt.
Yeah, dude. I lived at the Muse. Did you?
It was great.
No, I literally
lived there. Upstairs? Oh yeah. My God. That is incredible.
No,
when was that?
It's awful. It was awful. It's absolutely awful.
I didn't even know there was an upstairs.
No.
Oh, yeah. It was like a pizza parlor and then like a tattoo shop. And how did you live up there?
Because I was homeless.
But like, how did you get hooked up? Okay, at what point were you like, you know what? Because personally...
No, dude. The guy who... No, yeah, the Muse is the most... Oh, yeah, you know.
It's like the one place in Nashville where you're most likely to step on a needle, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude, yeah. There was dark times for sure. Like, there was a girl that lived up there and she was so every morning I'd have to clean off the mirror to get ready for work.
Oh, God.
But there was one time where I was half asleep and it was really dark up there and I opened up the door to go to the bathroom and it's Hank 3 and I think Full Blown Chaos, and they're doing some kind of deal that I didn't want to. I shouldn't have been in there in my boxers. I was like, dude, I just got to go to the bathroom. You know, like I don't care what you guys are doing. It was definitely an experience, but yeah, it was hard times for sure.
Well, it's good that we've graduated from those. I want to make sure we do spend at least a bit of time talking about your hopes for the new records, the new music, and what your guys' plan is or hopes are for the future of how this rolls out. You had mentioned kind of enjoying the fact that it's remote. Again, that was a thing that could not have existed when you were originally playing music. You had to tour. Now you really don't have to tour. I think people would be just as happy watching the three of you shred, even if it was remotely on a live stream, because that's where we're at now, Josh. You know what I'm talking about. So, I guess let's just go ahead and open this up. Are you guys working on new material? And if so, what is the timeline before we get to hear it?
Are we? Yes, we are. Timeline? You'll know whenever it's time for you to know. But don't ask us. Don't waste your time, because every one of us is going to say something different and none of it will be true. But that's what's going to happen.
Just like Tool.
If you were to ask me right now, I'd say we'll have a brand new song out next week. That's not happening.
It's going to drop when this podcast drops.
Yeah, as soon as this podcast drops, this new song's going to come out.
It's going to be the soundtrack to this podcast. Yeah.
Literally, that's what it is.
The podcast. Yeah.
But yeah, like, no, we're probably not going to end up telling you at all, but anything is going to drop. Like, we probably just won't. But, because it's like, we don't have to now.
Yeah.
You know, now we can put out whenever we want. You know, and like, dude, we might get crazy and put 2 songs out in 1 week. Like, we don't know what we're going to do. We can do whatever we want. You know, that's like the beauty of it now. But, I don't know, like, and like that whole streaming world, that's like a whole other thing.
Yeah.
That's a whole other thing where like, man, there's just so much that we can do. Like once we can, like, I say we, but like, I think all anybody is waiting for is for me to get home so we can actually like sit and collectively start brainstorming things, like different things that we can do. But, once we get to that point, dude, I don't, there's like so much that we can do and so little that we can't. So it's like, it'd be hard for us to say, this is how anything's going to go because we can do whatever, you know? So now it's just more like, rather than being like, we're definitely doing this, like, who knows? Who knows? We don't even know.
That's so chaotic. I love that.
It's very awesome to be in this position to be able to do this now, because it's like, it's very rare that anybody gets to be in a position to just kind of like, dude, we can do anything we want. You hear kids screaming in the back, like we might
Doesn't
put
matter.
out a fucking song of just kids screaming.
Yeah,
like we might do that now. We can literally do that. And Layne will just go, "Burr," and that's it. That's the fucking song. Like we can do that now, you know. And it's like, just we get to have fun with it, and I'm ready. I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that.
So what do you guys think, and this again, this is open to anyone, what do you guys think is going to be the biggest challenge or challenges with a new record?
Yeah, so like, well, that's one of the challenges I'm working on right now is try to like, and me and Josh collaborated on this, is like how to connect everyone, because Josh lives in Illinois and like the rest, we all live here. So it's like, how can you connect and make everyone collaborate and remotely efficiently, you know? Because it's like, we can do so much more if we can communicate and collaborate without Josh driving to Tennessee or me driving from Chattanooga to Murfreesboro, wherever it needs to be. So connecting that. And that's what Josh was talking about earlier, where I'm playing the riff, recording it to a click. I have ideas for a beat and I send it with a video to Josh, and, you know, we're also trying to like track everything through MIDI. So like Mason can get his beats ideas in, and then Josh is going to be like, I don't know, we're going to flip mode squad, do this, you know, like everything that we normally would do. So
yeah, flip mode.
But we're writing, like I've been writing, and we have lots of ideas, and it's starting to form. So it's happening.
So this is again, we may have already touched on this, but what do you think are going to be the biggest wins from this record? Apart from being able to do whatever you want, is there like a sense from any of you that there's like closure, not necessarily closure, but like you finally get to put out something that is not influenced by anything other than you guys shredding?
Oh, it's influenced. It's gonna be like, it's gonna be an outlet. This record is like an out. Everybody that's on this record, this is gonna be an outlet. So it's gonna be. Well, right now it's like we were talking about apologies riffs. There's like, we ain't apologize for anything. Like it's just
domestic. Yeah, just like you were saying, it's just domestic.
Yeah, no,
that's going to be a great clip. Right, this is going to be a great clip.
It's going to be an outlet. You know, that's what it is. It's like, and for Jesse, oh, that dude, he's like, my calls with Jesse's like, I need something to scream on right now. Yeah, I really need to get it out. I got so much I got to get out. I need something. So Yeah. I'd imagine that first song is going to be like, basically, like when you put the gas nozzle in and the little clicker doesn't go off and gas goes everywhere. It's probably going to be like that combined with somebody smoking a cigarette right next to it. It's going to be just a complete napalm, that first song.
So have you guys are you guys pulling riffs from your respective archives of stuff that you've been tinkering with for 10 years?
Not
or is
right
it
now.
all from scratch?
This is all new stuff right now.
Yeah.
Maybe once we have some like laid out, we can kind of go back,
Piecemeal.
Yeah, maybe, but it's like right now it's like fresh. So it's kind of like, let's see where we are right now. Like once Layne pushes me off the bike and I skin at my knee, then I'm gonna trip Eric and he's gonna bust his chin. We're gonna kind of get to that point where we're like, all right, everybody's all up right now. Then we're both gonna clothesline Layne at the same time. It's it's gonna be
real WWE stuff.
Yeah. WWF, man, we're taking this back. Okay,
suck it. Yeah.
So. Yeah, I feel like once we get to that point and we can kind of see where all of us is at, we'll be able to kind of, I feel like it'll almost like write itself. It'll be like, we know when this kind of section is coming, so you look at Elron like, are you give me the riff? What is the riff? And then we know from there it's got to go to ballistic. So obviously, Layne, what are we doing next? And then they're going to say, all right, now we need to ease out and give me the big thing. And then they're going to look at me and then we're all going to look at each other and feel like, all right, now it's time to smack the shit out of somebody. And then that's when the next thing happens. So I think we could probably all go backwards and take stuff from before, but like.
Why? If you don't need to. Why? Yeah, exactly.
For what? This would probably be more fun when you have like all fresh ideas, all new stuff, so that's what I'm leaning towards for sure.
Yeah, Layne's karate chopping the guitar. So, even the playing style is just evolving.
That's going to happen.
Musical maturity, though, that's also something that's different. Like, we all have, like, matured or have different style influences that we picked up along the way, that's going to come out in the music. So, that's why we're probably not going to. We have plenty of archive. We got everything that we've never really deleted. Like I have Google Drive full of just riffs from me and Josh, just from years and years and years. But
you got a treasure chest.
But we're gonna see what happens. Yeah.
So I guess the other big question that people want to know is, would you guys tour? And this is a two-parter. Would you guys tour if you got offered a big enough tour? And what would that tour have to be for you to say you're going to commit a couple months or even just a couple weekends out of your time to go
months?
do that?
That tour would have to be completely like a deep shade of green. like I'm talking about.
That's what I'm saying.
So
is it like
money.
Metallica level, or
Maybe not Metallica level, but it would have to be serious. Like everybody has jobs, and
life,
families and stuff.
For sure.
So to be gone for months, it would have to really, really make sense.
Yeah, we'd have to leave our career.
Yeah.
So it would have to be. Right now it's looking like we don't want to wear out our welcome. Right now it's special, and we don't want it to be to the point where it's like, oh, well, Danza's coming to Atlanta, but they come to Atlanta every month. We don't have to go to that show. Right. We just want to make it special. So like, we're going to play festivals, circuit, probably, maybe, some Weekend Warrior stuff.
Sure.
But yeah,
whatever you can,
nothing's
whatever
off
works.
the table. But it's got to make sense for all of us where we all agree to feel like it's a good opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that totally makes
Josh?
sense.
Elron?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, sir.
I'm personally, I don't see the point in playing shows, and having lived that for the portion of my life that I did, it's not easy. I'd like the comforts of my house, and if I can make my music without having to put pants on, I'm winning. right? Like the idea that was old school. Like you had to be out on the road and just grinding and really kind of suffering to make this stuff work anymore. But anymore, you don't have to. I think people would be just as happy if you guys did live streams together. You know what I mean? And there's a million ways for you to pipe zero lag audio to each other and do those things. Anything that we get from you guys beyond this point is golden. Doesn't even have to be better than anything that came before it. It's just we get more, and that is cool. Yeah. But if we were entertaining this idea, and this is, again, for each of you, what would be your dream tour package?
Man.
Dream tour package.
Any bands. Let's keep it to 5. You guys are 1, so there's 4 other bands, dream tour package.
I would, the dream tour package would probably be like a touring festival that may play like 7 dates, and most of the bands on there, it would be Meshuggah, but they can only play Chaos Sphere from start to back. They would probably headline the whole thing, but they can only play Chaos Sphere.
Okay.
And then you'd have Fear Factory. They can only play Obsolete.
Okay.
And then you have Vision of Disorder. They can do Imprint.
Yep.
And then you'd have Burnt by the Sun. They can only do Soundtrack.
Really?
Yeah. I think Soundtrack. You're going to say Enemy of the Sun, right? Or whatever it's called.
Perfect is the enemy.
Yeah. Whatever.
I don't know. I think they could do both of those records.
You can kind of see
short.
You kind of see what I'm talking about, though. Like it would be like, and then you'd have all these bands that like they would have doing these records that influenced us selfishly,
just for your own entertainment. Yeah,
that would be like Nothing Face. Bring that dude back. Dude, and we do Audio Guide to Atrocity, and
if you get to choose the tour, why not?
Dude,
I do the same thing.
Violence, Nothing Face.
Yeah,
Violence.
Yeah, for sure.
That album.
Yes.
I didn't like the production of that album, man.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
Audio Guide, man. But anyway, like that's we kind of do like a festival like that. Like it would probably be bands like Candaria, like doing like 300% density. Like it would be the bands from back in the day that like, I mean, this legacy bands, but it's the legacy bands. It's the bands that we call
those
legacy
bands
today.
Listen to.
Yeah, exactly.
So you had to have Willhaven on there.
Willhaven, Deftones, but they can't. I don't know. Deftones are like still good.
No, they're still great.
But they can only go the Maxim album. They can only do Adrenaline and Around the Fur. That's it.
Adrenaline. I saw an interview where I think Chino said that was his least favorite record, Adrenaline.
That lines up.
I think he said it was something about the production of it, like he just didn't care for the way it sounded or something like that. But yeah, he was like, I think it was Chino. He said that Adrenaline was his least favorite record, and I was like
Adrenaline's good.
Adrenaline forever, dude, forever. But yeah, that's a big.
You guys answer that question too. You guys stole that one. So
what's the dream tour package for Josh and Eric? Go ahead.
I mean,
Josh.
you basically said everything I would say. I would probably put Cold Chamber in there, and probably Seven Dust, and then. You already said Burnt by the Sun. You said Nothing Face. Meshuggah would have to headline, of course. You even put Fear Factory in there. Like, I mean, if you put Cold Chamber in there and Seven Dust, I'm probably gold, and I'm probably not gonna say nothing else. Like, I'm pretty much sold there. I don't even know where you would put us. I guess we would have to open.
No, we would open that. We'd play the breakfast. Yeah.
You want to watch the rest of the bands. You want to get done playing so you can watch the rest of the bands.
We'd have to be like the walk-in music, I guess. Like,
we'd have to have wireless. We'd have to have wireless units and serve omelets while we're doing it. Only person on stage would be Mason playing drums. Everybody else serving omelets, playing guitar
in a folding chair. It'll be great. It'll be great. Like, yeah, that would honestly like do it for me. Like, but I mean, if you're being like realistic, it would still be that. It would still be that. Like that would just be so insane. Like seeing those bands performing like those records, like dude, get out of here. Who do you think would show up to those shows? Do you think there would be a lot of people at those shows?
Dude,
No.
I don't know if you look at the
don't think
festival tour packages of the past couple summers, but a lot of people would show up to those shows, especially
so?
that the first wave nu metal stuff that's going through a huge resurgence. Like the younger generations love. I've seen more about Cold Chamber and Fear Factory in the past year than I saw the preceding 10 years before that.
Oh,
and again, like that,
so
those bands are all my favorite bands too. When we were young, Sick New World. Look at the lineups. That's nu metal. That's early 2000s nu metal. And if some of those bands could get over their ego trips, and or get as close to the original membership as possible, it just takes money. It's kind of like what your guys saying. You know, you show a band enough money, and then all of a sudden they'll put their differences aside. But I don't know if there's Jay-Z money in that. I do know
maybe
that those
put the right headliner on it, maybe.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, dude, Korn and Limp Bizkit, like prime example. People thought those bands would never ever be around. They had their moment in the early 2000s, and look at them now. So
Still some of the biggest. But
it's crazy.
Dude, Cold Chamber right now, and I know they're playing shows. Like I know they have been. I haven't gotten to see them yet, but I'm going to lose the day I get to see Cold Chamber live. I've never seen. You want to know something else super crazy? I've never seen Korn live. Never.
Wow.
I haven't either.
Really? I saw
Really?
Family Values tour when Limp Bizkit
$3
released.
bill, y'all, or significant other.
Nope. It was the Break Stuff.
Significant
album.
other.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I saw that tour with Family Values, and it was like, it was
Bonkers.
ridiculous, dude. And that was when Ice Cube was there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Dude,
good.
could you imagine seeing Limp Bizkit touring on $3 bill, y'all? Oh my God. Oh my
If
God.
the internet was what it is now back then, I would never have to get off of YouTube because I would just be watching old video like Slipknot.
that'd be ridiculous.
Slipknot was a big one for me.
Slipknot
If
touring
I
on
could
their
see
first
Slipknot
record?
self-titled on I used to live in Nebraska and they were in Des Moines. Like I had opportunities to go see them in that era. I just didn't know what they were.
Yep.
It hadn't like sunk in like how important they would be.
These are all like monumental bands and records. Like, and like when you what kind of always me up is when you see people talk about these bands now, they're not even talking about that band. You know, they're talking about those bands now. You know, and it's like, which is cool. Like, don't get me wrong, but it's like people like us have a different. I guess we have a different experience. You know, with all of those bands and where those bands first started and like the angst, just all of
our
that.
lives up. We heard it and we changed the course of our life. That's like the power of
100%.
music right there, you know?
Yeah, 100%. So it's kind of strange, not in a bad way, but it's just strange, like seeing these people like getting so stoked into this stuff, and it's like, dude, do you even know where this band came from? This that you're listening to right now,
they don't.
like,
Yeah, they don't.
dude, you have no idea where this even came from. Like, if you go listen to Limp Bizkit's first record, it's brutal.
Shout out Ross Robinson.
It is
Shout out
literally
Ross Robinson.
brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Brutal
speaking of
record.
Ross Robinson, I forgot a band, Sepultura Roots. They can only do
Oh,
Roots.
Okay, well, if you're
Yeah,
gonna go there,
baby.
okay, if you're gonna go there, then I'm gonna bring in Machine Head.
All right,
Machine Head.
yeah.
Which album though? Tin Ton Hammer.
I mean, yeah, but okay, this is there's only a couple people that ride
Is
with
it
me on this
Tintin
one, but I am the Burning Red, like that.
It was
is
a great
like,
album.
That's my record. I love that record, dude. What a fucking record! Like, it's just so good, like so good. But I mean,
More things.
they're all
changed,
so
sorry.
sick. They're all super sick. But dude, this is a rabbit hole that we could
Yeah, we're gonna go down there.
Well, and we for sure, we didn't even give Eric the opportunity. What's your dream lineup,
Go
dude?
ahead.
If you got to pick any bands to play with you guys, who would they be? What records would they be touring on?
They named most of them. I would just add Korn and Slipknot.
Yeah,
Easy enough.
I mean, everybody.
Who's gonna headline though? Korn or Slipknot?
Ooh.
If Slipknot's playing the first record, it's them for me.
No, what if Korn's playing their first record or their second record?
That's a hard one. I would have to say. I don't know. Go ahead, Eric. I'm sorry, dude. I'm not trying to rob it, but I'm like, dude, those questions are like, those are hard questions.
I'd
have to ride with Slipknot, dude.
Yeah.
Slipknot's first record, dude. Like,
yeah, their first record.
I mean, that probably made Korn sweat when they heard that.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Dude.
That for me, it's them or System of a Down. And because both of those records, the first time I heard it was the first time music made me feel uneasy, and I loved it. But you would not get. What pissed me off about the nu metal stuff is that everybody who's playing metal now, they listen to that, and anyone who said they didn't, they're lying. Okay, and especially Slipknot self-titled. I know Slipknot gets a lot of praise, but that record that had a profound. In my opinion, it's almost as profound an impact on metal as Meshuggah has had.
Yeah.
And Meshuggah just has a decade of touring and releasing music on them. That's the only real difference. But I don't know if you're going to find any band today who was not influenced by those two records and bands. And if they are, they're lying.
Dude, Slipknot's first record, that first one, the intro to that record.
Yeah.
There are like videos of them performing this live where that intro sound is going on for like 10, 15 minutes.
Oh, I saw it live.
And dude, that like, oh my God. Like I would literally lose my, if I would have been there, I might not have made it out of that. I might not have. Like just hearing that,
happy. You would have been happy.
Like that, like, dude. That intro to me is probably one of the most monumental intros of any record ever. That noise, and the fact that they like the record, it's only this long, but there's videos where they were doing it live, and that shit went on before they even had the sample kick in. It was just the noise just looping for ever, dude. Layne, can you imagine being in that band and that was your intro? We would have fist fought before the show. We would have fist fought.
Well, you definitely would have fist fought because you would have been super hopped up on drugs and sniffing a canister with a dead bird in it. Yeah, you would. That'll make you fight, dude. That's what happens.
Dude, that intro, like, I don't know what it was, or just hearing that and then seeing these specific videos of them, like they were wearing the white outfits for the specific one, dude. Monumental. If I could see them play that now, oh my God.
I don't know.
Well, it won't be the same. It's not the same because they're old. And I'm right there with you, Layne. Like some of my favorite videos are late 90s Slipknot because the energy is just, you only were able to see that then. And it's become a much more refined money-making organization since then.
I mean, yeah, but what about the other that they did? They did some shows where they stripped it down to like nothing. They had like some, I don't know, floodlights or something. They didn't have jack up there. And it was just them just ripping.
Raw. Yeah, raw.
That was like recent. That wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, I'm not saying they don't kick out. They don't.
Yeah, that was the first show with their new drummer.
A band doesn't.
That dude, Eloy's insane.
A band doesn't survive that long without kicking out and putting on a good live show. Like
you just don't think it would have that.
No,
I'm gonna rip my own head off.
I mean, Corey and Clown have even said that. They're like, our time is limited. Our backs can't take this anymore. We've reached the max. We broke each other's bones enough. Like we just can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
But I Ross Robinson, who recorded their first, it basically records every nu metal band's first record. That's the reason I got into recording music right there. Yeah. I was like, how did they make this thing sounds so raw and angry, and how did they do that? I must know how to do that. Yeah, I don't think Slipknot gets kind of washed out sometimes because of what they become, but like they were the rawest.
Yeah, we remember where that came from. Don't worry.
Super raw.
Yeah. I remember Slipknot had 9 people, so like when they would show up to the venue, nobody was used to that, and their sound was horrible. But then, I saw them in Dallas, and they came out, dude. It was the worst sound, but the energy, like Dimebag and Vinny from Pantera shows up, and they're like up top where nobody can get to them, and Slipknot is like throwing stuff at them.
Incredible.
And like it's just like their energy and confidence was like, and that those guys were just laughing, but watching Slipknot actually get it when people figured it out. I remember watching them at Malibu Alley in Shreveport, which is not a place because the place literally caved in 2 weeks after Slipknot played there. It was like 2 brick walls, and they just came down. It was outside, but there's 2 brick walls on either side. And they played the first record from start to finish. And it was like, oh man, it was insane. That place caved in after that show. So.
Well, somebody had to do it. That place was condemned. Somebody had to do it. I have one question left for you guys. I know we're reaching the 2-hour mark. Layne hates this. Layne did not want this to go 2 hours. He said he hates talking for 2 hours.
Right.
He had to look at my face for 2 hours. I knew, of course it's going to be fun, dude. Of course. Of course it's going to be fun, dude. We're just hanging out. Would you guys ever be excited to play a show with all 3 of you on the stage?
Hmm.
Do you not understand it, or are we thinking about it?
I understand. I understand the answer. I understand the question. I'm just like, I'm gonna look at. I'm cool with either way. I'm cool either way. JT. JT Services. JT Services. Eric, mute your mic, Eric. I'm gonna mute my mic.
That's not fair to just. That's not fair to put me.
Yeah,
that's not fair to put me on there. That's not fair.
No.
I have been having to be the lone warrior by myself for very, 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 very many years. And I've never wanted it to be like that. So to go from me by myself to 3 is like, what? Like, what do you mean? So if there is 3 of us on a stage, there better be a fucking reason for that. There's really better be a reason for that. Otherwise, I would be like, have Eric do it. Like what? Like there just really needs to be a reason. If
oh yeah.
Even when I'm thinking about it, it's kind of like, okay, so we could have 2 people. I don't do rhythm parts and have somebody do a lead, but have the secondary rhythm doing something else or something. I don't know.
It is kind of weird thinking about it that way.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how we would put that together. I don't know. Like, is it possible? Sure. Just got to figure out. Like, I mean, where would it be sick is if we were playing Mad Max and we had 3-part harmonies happening. Then it would be like, basically, that would be like looking out and being like what? But
I agree.
You can't Mad Max the whole time. I mean,
well, not with that attitude.
I agree 100%. It would need to have a purpose. And yeah, Danza's chaotic.
Well, there's no wrong answer here. There's no wrong answer. So
my big concern there is like how, and we all know this, how chaotic the band is in some of the parts. If you add another guitar, we got to be like insane tight. You know? So there's that.
Everybody's right hand better be. Whoo! Woo-wee.
Yeah, tight. Real tight.
Yeah. We all Josh Travis on that right hand, all of us.
Oh man. No,
Well-
it could happen though. It just depends. Like somebody writes something that calls for 3 guitars, and then I'll be like, all right, do it.
All right,
come
well,
on, listen,
that
come
is-
over something for 3.
that has been floated, so someone just needs to do that, and then all of a sudden there's a reason. I'm super excited for you guys. I've been a huge supporter, of course, the entire time, but getting to see you guys come back and do this on your own terms, again, like it's exciting because there is no limit, there is no cap. And I just hope that we can get as much music as we can from you guys before it becomes a burden or you guys don't want to do it anymore, or schedules can't make it work. But yeah, this has been super fun. Thank you guys for all coming on here and answering these questions for our hilarious trips down memory lane. None of these memories can be confirmed, by the way. No one seems to remember any of it correctly, but they're fun stories. Yeah, they're fun stories nonetheless. I just want to give each of you a moment to, again, what other words can you say to excite people about the future of Danza? What do you want people to know?
Nothing.
They already know. Y'all know what's
I
happening.
understand. You already know, and if you don't know, you'll figure it out.
Love it. Well, you guys, thank you so much again for coming on here. Everyone listening, please go check out and support Danza. The links to the socials will be in the description below. If you want to see that video of the old school times when Josh was playing drums, please like and comment on the video, and I'll upload it to Layne and Josh's chagrin. And I, again, just want to give a huge congratulations to Eric on being a part of the band and all the success with Furnace Fest and how fired up it's got everyone.
His name right. It is Lord Elron. Get his name right.
All right. What is this, Scientology now, dude? What's going on here? Are you Tom Cruise?
Put Layne's jingles somewhere too.
Yeah. Also the jingles, please.
Yeah, I couldn't find that. I think it's on your LinkedIn. I don't have a LinkedIn.
We got LinkedIn.
No. Do I have it on LinkedIn? Oh no.
I don't know. I can't remember where I saw it, but when I saw it, I was like, oh, this is great.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to hear that, buckaroo.
Yeah, I'll find the link and I'll put that in the description too, so everyone can enjoy it and support Layne in what he does in the real world. But folks, this has been the Totally Legitimate Business Podcast. Thank you everybody for listening, and hopefully we can get you guys back on once the new records come out and we can talk nitty gritty about the process and production and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, dude. Just give me the jingles. That's right.
All right, folks. We're out of here. We'll see you on the next one.
All right, guys. Bye.
This has been the Totally Legitimate Business Podcast. The end. With your host, James Oliva. Executive producers, Clint G and James Oliva. That's obnoxious. Sound design, mix, and master by James Oliva. Literally no one cares. For more Totally Legitimate Business, subscribe to our YouTube channel at Totally Legitimate Business or add us on TikTok at TLB Pod. When will this end? Thank you for listening. Now get back to work. Move it along, buddy.